Welcome back to Front Mission 2, and now what I'd like to point out is I did spend more time grinding in the arena, and what I had done to get my credits back up was just go to Amiya and pit her up against Savage here. So, as you can see, he awards 535 credits, and it actually didn't take me more than like a couple hours just taking Amiya and having her destroy Savage. And she won 97% of the time. She only lost like 3 or 4 times. So, I mean, very, very good odds. And that's a lot easier than, doing somebody on a low credit amount. Saved a lot of time. Now we're going to go do mission 4 for the coast. Just thought I'd cover that little arena strategy there for the Coliseum. Now we're going to go to the hideout. And then we're going to go to the living room. And we're going to talk to Sarabash. Alright. Now, you notice that they say they're launching POW rescue operations all over the country. There's going to be new characters soon, and what's going to happen on, like, mission 6 or 7 is, well, basically, Thomas and Roswell and Rocky are all going to get their gear just sort of conscripted because the game does that. So, we won't really have our main set of gear on them until we hit, like, the mission after that takes place. And you'll understand what I mean later on when that actually happens. And I'd also farmed back up to 30,000 credits because I thought that would be a good amount to actually have, given the circumstances. Alright, but right now the main thing is doing mission 4, and we're off to the coast. And now we're going to leave Daokan Dai, so if you have anything you didn't finish, go ahead and go back in there, upgrade your mechs. But if you've been following along and you're subscribed, you should have already done that. Anyway, we're going to proceed with mission 4, the coast, on the Alardesh coast, right over here. Alright, and now Thomas, Rocky, Roswell. Simple as that. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do is immediately move Thomas up and to the left here. Sorry, got a bit of stick drift. And what Thomas and Rocky are going to do is target Ven and these two enemy choppers. Alright, and now we're going to move Roswell. Roswell also has some anti-air missiles and some ground missiles, but we're going to keep them clustered with each other because those two big uglies over here, I fucking hate these things. These Tato Cs, like, they're just ugly looking and they're really annoying because of their melee capability. So anyway, we're going to move the rest of everybody else down here and move Amiya forward, since she's going to need the XP as well as like Joyce and Ash and everyone else. Going to move Joyce up here. Since he's long range, he's just going to sit there and pound on targets. And I'm going to move Ash over here by Amiya. Alright, turn 2, here we go. Alright, and now it's our turn. So Joyce is going to bombard this far APC right over here. If it hits the body, it'll take him out. Unfortunately, it did not hit the body. Got the treads. It got him in the treads right there. So we're going to have Amiya move around to the rear and take out this guy. That'll get her some short XP, and now she's in position to attack that big ugly right there. And now what we're going to do is move Ash around the rear side of this big ugly, and he's just going to shoot it with his rifle. And that was a very good hit. See, this is why I put those rifles on him. Nice. Very nice. You got 2 solid hits on that that enemy Tato, whatever it's called. And it looks like we just got critical. Well, we could use another skill for him, so we're just going to stick that right on. Alright, and we're going to move Thomas forward until he's within range of his missiles. And Rocky's got rockets, so we're going to move Rocky forward. And we're going to move Roswell right up here. Position him to use missiles, possibly anti-air next turn, depending on how this plays out. And looks like one of them actually did come close enough for him to use the bazooka. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Gonna hit him with the double kneel. I've set Thomas up skill-wise pretty good, as you should have seen in another video. Oh, he took out that guy's arm. Unfortunately, he didn't combo. Otherwise, that would have been a lot deadlier. And it looks like Lyra's handling that quite well. That didn't hurt that much. Alright, so now as you can see the situation here, here's what we're going to do. And have Rocky actually come over here and punch this guy in the face. Took out one arm, looks like he's comboing. Took out the other arm, well done, Rocky. That hostile's disarmed. Rocky can just, you know, plink away on him until there's nothing left. Let's see if, let's see, not enough AP. That's, I guess, because he's too close to another enemy or something. Well, unfortunately, we can't use our long-range missile, which is a load of crap. So, we're just going to take the Greery Bazooka and hit this guy again, since he decided to get in our way. Unfortunately, we missed, despite, I guess because that's the short-range skill was low. Even though the bazooka's long-range, I guess that really happens sometimes. But anyway, Thomas is going to keep hammering away on this guy right here. Took out another arm. And let's see, now we're going to take Amiya, and she's going to get rid of this target right here. Well, unfortunately she didn't finish him, so I guess we'll get him next turn. Or maybe have Joyce take a pot shot with his missile launcher. Yeah, let's take one gun out of action. Let's have Joyce finish off this guy right here. And now what we're going to do is move Ash over to where that other one was. And he's going to finish off this gunner right here. And it looks like Lyra's just going to finish this guy off. Yep, she's got him. See, if you understand tactics and like the way the pilot's skills work and everything, the game's actually not that hard, but if you don't know what you're doing and you don't move tactically and if you don't update your equipment, that's when you run into problems. And like the CPU is a big part of that. Like for example, earlier, maybe I would have actually hit that guy if I had some more short skill into Roswell's CPU, but I went with like the one that maximized long range. Now, later in the game, you'll get really, really nice CPUs that really buff a lot of different things. And even your two main skills, like the ones that are like correlating directly to your character or just the main one in general. Anyway, we're going to start moving these guys back, starting with Joyce. Since Joyce is long range, he's going to get into position there. Move Ash back, and that's where all the targets are over there, so Amiya's going to get moved back too. And that guy's disarmed right there, so what I'm going to do, let's see, it looks like I can't quite target them yet. I'm going to move closer there, and let's see, what's our situation over here? Can you fire your missiles now? Yes, you can. So we're going to hammer this guy, this gunner that's sitting up there. And now we're going to move Rocky all the way up to basically punch his lights out. See, and this is another important thing about tactics. You can use a long-range character, you know, a long-range pilot, to support a short-range one. And notice we just got the skill first. It allows you to attack first, so we're just going to equip that, and then we'll have faint critical heat blown first, which will be pretty nice. And looks like he completely missed. And that's where the choppers are actually going to spawn. You know, if those choppers die, you fail the mission. So it helps to know how to do things ahead of time and understand the game mechanics before you go ahead and just willy-nilly do stuff. Now, let's see. Thomas is in range right here. I'm going to see if I can move him one to the left. No, it looks like he's got only enough AP to just target something right now. So I'm going to hit Ven with the MKL-1 anti-air missiles right there. And from what I recall, he doesn't bother getting out of there. So we're going to switch to Roswell. Unfortunately, it's the position of, like, not enough AP again. I'll never understand why it does this. It's like you got an enemy that's close to you, even though it's unarmed, and for some reason your AP goes down. I don't get it. But it's just one of the game mechanics you have to keep in mind. And Rocky hopefully will get rid of this guy now. We'll get rid of the arm. One of the arms. And let's see, it looks like Joyce can reach the other guy. Yep, Joyce can. Should be able to destroy him next turn by the look of it. And Amiya's going to move to the left there and start working towards that other guy. Ash is going to move right here. Looks like Lyra got him. Oh, Ven, you coward. Ven retreated. Just so you know, if you can actually deal enough damage on Ven, like, fast enough, you'll actually just destroy him and get all the XP. And there'll be, like, you know, some special dialogue. Where they'll be like, oh no, Ven! Oh no! That's not what I meant to do for Thomas. Alright. You know, this stick drift gets really annoying. But, I mean, this is still a great controller to actually record my content on, so that's why I'm still using it. Took down most of his health, sadly not all of it. We're gonna fix that once we get the Ayana wins, or later on. Anyway, Roswell's just gonna come over here. He's unfortunately out of bazooka ammo. And there's really nothing else he can do right now. But he does have anti-air missiles, so we're gonna move him down over here. And as to Rocky, Rocky's gonna move to this square and attack this guy. And looks like he's finished him off. That'll get him some nice melee XP. 52 right there, not bad. And Joyce is still not in range of anything, sadly. Maybe next turn. Maybe. Alright, now let's go ahead and see if Roswell can take out one of the enemy choppers. Or rather, if Rocky can be in range. But I don't think... No, Rocky's not going to be in range for that guy. Maybe on the near one, but not the far one. We're just going to knock out this chopper over here. Alright, that That'll do it for Roswell. And now, let's see. Can we? We can! Say goodnight, bitch. And that's the luxury of anti-air rockets. They deal a lot more damage than the missiles do. They just don't have as long of a range. So do keep that in mind. And now there's really not much else to do but knock that other guy out. Let's see, can you get in range here? Oh, yes, you can. Use your last missile on him, Joyce. Get a little more long XP in while you can. Unfortunately, he did not hit the torso twice. Maybe might have been able to take him out, but doesn't look like that is so. And Ash needs a little bit more XP, but I'm pretty sure Lyra's going to go for him next turn because she's so close. So I'm going to move Thomas in here and see if I can finish this guy off and get him a little bit more experience. But we're going to need to work on Ash, like, in the next few missions or so. He's going to need to get some EXP. Some EXP spotlight, really. Yep, called it. Lyra was going to get to him. Oh, but she didn't finish him. Alright, well, we're just going to get that little bite-sized tidbit of XP for Ash then. And those are the special choppers that just made their way onto the battlefield. But we're going to finish this right now. Alright, and that completes mission 4, the Alardesh Coast. Get yourself a nice bonus for knocking out all those targets. And it immediately goes into this mission. Alright, now this is Lisa. And this is Sayuri. These are the new pilots I was talking about, and I am going to use some network codes on them. Alright, now what Lisa and Sayuri are talking about right now is the next mission that's going to take place. Alright, and now that you've been introduced to Lisa and Sayuri, I'm going to stop the video here and I'll pick it up on the next one because I'm going to cover network codes and other things you're going to need to know.